Hi, good afternoon. My name is Mia, and it's really a pleasure for me to represent our group to make start of this presentation. So today I'd like to talk about a company that stands at crossroads of tradition and transformation. BMW Group and how its leadership is steering the company into a new era of ethnic responsibility, sustainability, and innovation. This presentation will divide it into three parts. I am responsible for current ethnical challenge that BMW Group faced, and a part two, YANLIN gonna discuss about how this dilemma impact on BMW stakeholders, and also using some leadership series to analyze how the founder of BMW leadership style. In part three, YONGCHEE will discuss about the leadership effectiveness regarding to our discussion and provide some recommendation and make conclusion of this presentation. BMW, as we know that BMW was founded in 1916, originally as an aircraft engine manufacturer. Over the decades, it has evolved into a global automotive powerhouse with numerous employees, 31 manufacturing plants, and operation across 140 countries. But like many legacy manufacturers, BMW faced a critical turning point, the challenge of transitioning from conventional engines to sustainable mobility. BMW's stories begin over a century ago, in 1916, when the company was formed out of the reorganization of RAB. RAB is a gifted aviation engineer, but stepped away from the company in 1917 due to a health problem and mounting management pressures. Today, BMW continues to develop under the leadership of Oliver Zipse, who has served as chairman and CEO since August 2019. Zipse has been at the forefront of BMW transformation regarding to companies through a new era of digitalization, electrification, and sustainability. Ensuring innovation goes hand in hand with responsibility. But this journey has been without obstacles. One of the most pressing ethical challenges BMW faced in 2023 centered around the sourcing of cobalt, a critical raw material used in production of electric vehicle batteries. Cobalt is essential for batteries' stability, performance, and safety. In fact, it's what allows EVs to deliver the power and range that customers expect. But the ethical dilemma arises from where much of the cobalt comes from. An estimated 70% of world cobalt supply originates from the Democratic Republic of Congo. While this country is rich in natural resources, it's also a country deeply affected by the poverty, political instability, and weak labor protections. Reports from the International Human Rights Organization have revealed alarming conditions in some cobalt mines, including exploitative labor practice, unsafe working environment, and even the use of child labor. Using a leadership of Oliver Zipse, the company shifted cobalt sourcing to more ethical suppliers in Australia and Morocco. It joined the Responsible Cobalt Initiative and adopted blockchain technology to track its supply chain, ensuring transparency and accountability. Yet, even as BMW made strides in sustainability and ethical sourcing, challenges continue to the surface, some with serious consequences. In 2021, BMW was hit with $373 million fine by European Commission for violating emission regulation. Alongside other automakers, the company was found to have restricted competition in developing cleaner emission technology for diesel vehicles, delaying innovation that could have helped to reduce harmful environmental impact. This was more than just a financial penalty. It struck at the heart of BMW credibility. For a brand that positioned itself as a leader in innovation and responsibility, such a scandal called its environmental promises into question. This incident serves as a wake-up call. It revealed not only the high stakes of regulatory non-compliance, but also fragility of public trust in an age where customers expect companies to lead with integrity. For BMW, the emission case was a turning point, a reminder that true sustainability isn't just about electric vehicles or renewable materials, but also about the transparency, accountability, and doing the right thing even when no one is watching. In the final part, I'm going to analyze this significant ethical dilemma faced with BMW and how the company under the leadership of Oliver Zips responded through the lens of ethnical leadership theory under CEO Oliver Zips. BMW responded with a shift towards ethnical leadership. Zips adopted a deontological approach emphasizing duty and a strict rule following. He demonstrated transparency and fairness, which are foundational values of ethical leadership. The company established rigorous compliance procedures and ethical governance policies to promote accountability and responsible conduct. Most importantly, ZIPS modeled ethical behavior consistently, setting clear expectations for both leadership and operation. Now, I invite my teammates to analyze how this ethical dilemma impacts on the organization.
Next, I will introduce impact of BMW's ethical dilemma on stakeholders. BMW's ethical violation that branch EU antitrust and competition regulators had dramatic effect on companies' key stakeholders, including consumers, regulators, public trust, and environmentalists. Consumers feel they were misled and lose faith in the brand's green commitment. Employees were facing with moral dilemma, which can be harmful to efficiency and morale. B&W stakeholders lose money and credibility. Regulators highlight vigilance, affecting operational autonomy of the brand. Environmentally, the delay of the clean technologies and worsen environmental effect because of the prolonged resistance on diesel engines. Public and NGO resistance damage BMW's public image and trust. In addressing the crisis of emission pollution, BMW CEO over this demonstrated good situational leadership and path-goal leadership. Through situational leadership, leaders must start with a directory approach and subsequently become a supportive leader. Initially, this adopted a directory compliance and regulation style through mandatory ethics education and regular audits, eventually moving towards a supportive style to induce innovation and regain trust. When the crisis began, his leadership focused on high-tech behavior in imposing through ethical standards. As the company entered recovery, he shifted toward high relational behavior to motivate and enable teams. Consistent with the Pavlov theory, which emphasizes encouragement through harmonizing ethics with employee development. This defined the ethical goals by recalibrating intensities and establish sustainability targets for the R&D teams. This led through idealized influences, setting a firm ethical standards, and offering inspirational motivation through BMW's vision for climate neutrality. He championed intellectual simulation by fostering innovation, new-class EV platforms, an icon of sustainable mobility and ethical engineering. He also showed individual consideration by investing in leadership monitoring and ethical leadership development for employees. Additionally, this empowered whistleblowing program to eliminate fear by offering protection and anonymity. In applying transformational leadership through idealized influences and inspirational motivation, this can foster a culture where speaking up is valued and celebrated. Oliver Giles applied leader-member exchange theory to build high-quality, trust-based relationships with top compliance and R&D leaders. He employed open communication, collaboration, and common ethics to build strong in-group networks, which facilitated BMW's sustainability agenda. By providing support and reformers to the ethical drivers of exchange, this facilitated an open, inclusive culture. This facilitated not only employee internal cohesion, but also long-term commitment and ethical accountability among leadership and operating teams. Overall, this demonstrated ethical leadership by adopting a theological approach, emphasizing duty, obedience to rules, and fairness. He championed openness and introduced governance structure to embed ethical behavior across B&W. By having the back of a culture and whistleblowing protection, this supported accountability and trust. This style promoted whistleblowing protocols and ensuring competence thus encourage openness and psychological safety around reporting. His frequently modeling of ethical behavior set the tone for the entire organization.
Hello everyone, my name is YONGCHEE and I will introduce the end of the BMW presentation. And now let me begin by introducing BMW leadership style. BMW follows a transformational leadership approach which emphasizes long-term innovation and sustainability rather than short-term profit. Under the leadership of the CEO Oliver Zipse, the company has shift its strategy from short-term sales target to a more sustainability-driven model. This leadership has enabled BMW to successfully transition into electric mobility and digital manufacturing. Moreover, the leadership encourages transparency, ethical decision-making, and responsible innovation. However, one area that still needs improvement is stakeholder engagement during ethical dilemma. BMW's internal transformation is centered around the iFactory project, which focuses on the principle of the lean, green, and digital manufacturing. First, the company has significantly accelerated the shift to electric vehicles, with EVs now accounting for over 15% of global sales as of 2024. Second, BMW has digitalized its production system using AI and data analytics to improve efficiency and lower emissions. Third, the company now emphasizes the use of recycled material and renewable energy in its production facility to support sustainable innovation. Lastly, BMW has strengthened internal communication system to promote transparency and encourage employee participation in decision-making. And BMW leadership in sustainability is not just about product, it's integrated into the entire corporate strategy. The company aims to become carbon neutral by 2030, especially across its production and supply chain. To achieve this, BMW uses CO2-free steel and recycled materials in its car manufacturing. It also partners only with suppliers who meet strict environmental and social responsibility standards. So this action, BMW positions itself not just as an automaker, but as the most sustainable car company in the world. To prepare for future ethical challenges, we propose a set of the strategic recommendations. First, strengthen ethical leadership by embedding ethical decision-making principles into leadership training and strategic planning. Second, build a transparent crisis communication framework to avoid information hiding during dilemmas. Third, implement the whistleblower system and introduce anonymous reporting channel to identify ethical issues early and protect employer whistleblowers. Lastly, embed ESG decision-making by applying environmental, social, and governance criteria to all major decisions. These actions will not only prevent future dilemmas, but also protect BMW reputation and stakeholder trust. As we close, let us take a step back and view of the pool of BMW leadership journey. From its use of covert source from the Democratic Republic of Congo to its involvement in the emission cartel scandal, BMW has faced serious ethical peril. These incidents not only resulted in €373 million in fine, but more critically, they damaged public trust in our brand, in our leadership, and within our one team. In response, under the leadership of the CEO Oliver Gypsy, BMW adopted a blended leadership model combining situational, path-goal, transformational, and LMX approaches. This has led to concrete action, blockchain-based covert traceability, mandatory ethics training, and the launch of the new class platform for electrification and sustainability. Internally, the iFactory framework Lean, Green, Digital now drive efficiency through the AI, while EVs account for over 15% of global sales as of 2024. Externally, BMW has implemented CO2-free steel, strict supplier standards, and commit to achieving full carbon neutrality by 2030. Still, the work is not finished. Our analysis reveals room for improvement, particularly in stakeholder engagement, transparent crisis communication, and formalized ethical system. The lesson is clear: long-term trust and responsible leadership matter more than short-term profit. To meet future ethical challenges, we must embed ESG metrics into every decision, reinforce anonymous whistleblowing system, and lead with the transparency in time of crisis. Thank you for hearing our presentation.